What's up, Giants fans, Hub watchers, YouTube and Rumble subscribers, Twitter and Instagram followers? It's Kush back at it again with another New York Giants video. Hope you guys are doing well. If you haven't already, go ahead and check out my last video that I made. Was not an update video, a little edited vid on Leonard Williams and Azeez Ojulari talking about this Giants pass rush, this Giants defensive line. I'll link it in the top right now, and let's get into it. So in this vid, I kind of want to talk about our injured stars that have yet to see the field again, essentially since week 5 of the NFL season, right? So we got 7 main guys. I don't know why I said 3. We have 7 main guys that are injured with the potential to return this year, right? That being Andrew Thomas, Kadarius Toney, Kenny Golladay, Sterling Shepard, Saquon Barkley, Shane Lemieux. So actually it's 6, not 7, because I forgot Nick Gates is out for the year. Obviously Jabril Peppers with the ACL tears out for the year. But we have a lot of injuries, right? And I'll quickly touch upon the Jabril Peppers situation. Like I said, as we all know, he's out for the year with the ACL tear. I haven't spoke on it on a video. I have spoken on it in live streams, though. I am incredibly sad for Jabril Peppers, you know, as himself, the player, the person. But I don't think the Giants will struggle too much without him on the field. This year, before he went down, he was very... I don't know if inconsistent is the right word, but there were times on the field where he looked like his 2020 stuff, which I think the 2020 season for Jabril Peppers with us was his best one as a Giant. And there were times where he did not look that good, but factored into that as well is the fact that he also didn't even get that much playing time. His snap count was inconsistent, which is, obviously something that's up to Patrick Graham. And just like I've been saying with the rest of the defense, if every single part of the defense is performing terribly, you can't really expect your stars to have the same performances they did last year, right? And of course, that speaks volumes as to what in the world are we going to do with re-signing Jabril Peppers this offseason, as his 5th-year option is going to be up. But that's another discussion for another day. 4 of the players that I've mentioned, being Saquon Barkley, Kenny Golladay, Kadarius Toney, and Sterling Shepard, yesterday at practice were actually participating in the team stretch. They were actually somewhat available during practice, and that's usually a good sign for, guys that are injured. That means they're getting closer and closer to being full participants, and obviously getting closer and closer to being, maybe a game time decision or even, fully cleared to play in a game. Now, Joe Judge did have a couple of quotes regarding that yesterday. He said, "I wouldn't say anything that happens Wednesday or Thursday," so that includes today, "would rule them out or guarantee them at the game," head coach Joe Judge said. Sterling Shepard is closer to returning than the others. He had at least a chance to play in last week's 25-3 victory over the Panthers, but the decision was made to keep him out following a brief pregame workout at MetLife Stadium. "I think he's a bit different because he was close to playing last week, but I wouldn't say it's too far removed," Joe Judge said. Then when asked to assess whether among Barkley, Golladay, or Toney is ahead of the others, Judge said, "They all have 3 different injuries, 3 different bodies. There's different timelines for all of these guys. I'm not going to go ahead and give this guy's further ahead with those injuries. It sounds like day by day different guys are at different points, and some days it sounds like one guy is further along than another guy." Now, this is from an article by Paul Schwartz of NewYorkPost.com, so shout out to him for the information. And I'm not really surprised by anything in this article. Going back to the quote where Judge said anything that happens Wednesday or Thursday wouldn't rule them out, while they were participants to some degree yesterday, today they were all on the sidelines working with sideline trainers. So there you go right there. In terms of, I saw people on Twitter yesterday kind of getting excited, maybe hoping that it was a sign these guys are going to be back soon because they were limited participants. Now they're not. Keep in mind what Judge is saying. Nothing is to be made right now. And I personally think that if we were going to see him during the Chiefs game, they would have been announced by now. This is going to sound weird, and I'm not even sure if I could properly explain it in words, but I do not want a game time decision for any of these guys. If they're gonna play during the game, I want that decision to have been made during the week, so that way we know they're actually completely healthy. Game time decision usually means the team is not sure if they want to take a chance on playing that player or not, versus if you make it during the week, say like during a Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday, you have a little bit more confidence in that player's health to basically shove them in the game with a regular schedule and regular practice. And to be honest, in terms of schedule for when I want these guys to return, obviously I would love if all of them could return healthy right away, but that's not going to happen. It's unrealistic. I really do think most of them should come after the bye week. That should be enough time, in my opinion, for most of their injuries to not necessarily heal, but for them to be healthy enough to play again. The hamstring obviously is going to be tricky with Sterling Shepard, but once again, he was game time last week, which means he's close. Saquon with his low ankle sprain, I think that would be enough time. Kadarius Toney also has an ankle injury as well, which whether it's high or low, it would have been enough time removed from the, I think it was the Rams game he went down, because you're coming back week 11, that's a whole 5 weeks. And then in terms of Andrew Thomas, he was placed on IR, so either way, that's a signal that he's going to be off of IR during week 10, which is our bye week. I think that just for the sake of health, for the sake of being safe, all of these guys should come back week 11 against the Buccaneers, which I think is a Monday night game, so they even have an extra day there as well. Whether it costs us games or not, I'm more concerned about their health and the fact that they could play properly for us in the future rather than trying to force them back and potentially cause something worse to happen. And speaking of Kadarius Toney, who I mentioned a little bit, this is from an article that actually came out today on Yahoo Sports by Scott Thompson about Kadarius Toney, and Thomas McGahee kind of hinted that if Kadarius Toney will be back, he might be used at punt returner, because once again, who went out with a ruptured ACL? Jabril Peppers, our starting punt returner. Now this right here is directly from the article. It reads, with Jabril Peppers lost for the rest of the season due to an ACL injury and high ankle sprain, the Giants need a new punt returner. And McGahee said he'd, in quotes, absolutely use Toney for that role if he could. Considering Peppers suffered his injury on a punt return against Carolina Panthers this past week, you'd understand why fans and others might question the decision. But McGahee added, you can't treat football players like that are made of glass. While this may be true, football players know the risk they sign up for each week. The Giants have been mauled by injury in this first half of the season and can't afford to lose another player long term if they wish to salvage the season in some respect. Toney has proven he's one of the most athletic and shifty players in the league in just a short time, forcing defenders to miss tackles and picking up chunk yardage when it doesn't even look possible. If the Giants wish to have something like that on offense each week, does having him run back punts make sense, considering the risk of injury only increases in these moments? And because of that last paragraph right there that I read to you guys, because of those last couple of lines, is probably why I would not like for Toney to be used in the punt return game. As much as a spark as we probably need on the special team side, going back to what I was saying earlier, I'd rather than be healthy, and if he's back for the game, I'm using him just on the offensive side of the ball, where he's already effective enough. We saw a very short time of Kadarius Toney on the field. Maybe, what was it, like a game and a quarter, a game or a half of like full playing time from Kadarius Toney. And he's shown that at times he can legitimately be unguardable. He makes almost everybody miss. I'd have him healthy and available for the offensive side of the ball, and stick some wide receiver, man, some practice squad wide receiver or defensive back at punt return. All right, we can't afford him getting injured on something on like a punt return play. That's just unacceptable. Now, whether or not this is actually hinting to his return, I have no idea. I think it's legitimately Thomas McGahee just saying it's something that they're heavily considering. But that's it for today, guys. Let me know what you think. Put your thoughts and comments down below. Like, share, subscribe, and I'm out. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. I'll catch y'all in the next one.